From IsReal News, these are the headlines for Wednesday, March 11th. President Trump told N12 that the war with Iran could end soon, saying there is almost nothing left to strike in Iran and that operations are ahead of schedule. He did not provide a specific timetable. This comes as Israeli and American officials, according to the same reporting, say no internal directive has yet been issued on when the war will end. Israeli Defense Minister IsReal said the war would continue without a time limit until all objectives are achieved. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, in a closed meeting with local officials, reportedly said the conflict is likely to be measured in weeks, with the aim of ending the most intense phase before Passover or shifting to a lower emergency footing by then. The development follows continued differences between public messaging and internal planning. U.S. intelligence reportedly assessed that Iran had begun placing naval mines in the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most important oil shipping routes. According to the report, U.S. strikes destroyed 16 mine-laying boats, disrupting the effort. This occurs as maritime security has become a central front in the conflict. The Strait of Hormuz remains effectively blocked, with Saudi Aramco warning of severe consequences for global oil markets if the disruption continues. Around 20 million barrels of oil normally pass through the strait each day. Authorities are responding as energy exporters seek alternate routes and shipping companies report delays. Iran's Revolutionary Guards claim to have struck 2 ships in the Strait of Hormuz, including one they identified as Israeli-owned under a Liberian flag. A separate report says 10 Maersk vessels remain stuck in the Persian Gulf, and that normal operations could take a week or more to resume even after a ceasefire. This takes place during expanding pressure on global shipping and energy supply chains. A New York Times report says Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, was wounded on the first day of the war and is now in a secure hiding place with limited communications. His condition remains unclear. The development follows his appointment after the reported death of his father, Ali Khamenei. Air raid sirens sounded in central and northern Israel after limited launches from Iran, with projectiles intercepted and no injuries reported. This comes as Iran continues reduced but ongoing fire toward Israel, while Israeli officials say operations remain active on multiple fronts. A report in Bloomberg says Israel is examining the possibility of establishing a forward military base in Somaliland to support operations against the Houthis in Yemen. According to the report, Israeli security officials previously visited the area to study possible locations. This reflects broader efforts to manage threats beyond the immediate Iran front. In the United States, a senior Education Department official said changes to tax and nonprofit disclosure rules could become a new tool in efforts to address antisemitism on college campuses. The proposal focuses on increasing transparency around fiscally sponsored nonprofits and their funding and staffing structures. This comes as campus antisemitism remains an active policy issue in Washington. In New York, 2 major Jewish community organizations expressed concern after Mayor Zohran Mamdani hosted former Columbia activist Mahmoud Khalil, and after reports linked another activist at a public event to anti-Israel chants. The statements from the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York and UJA Federation of New York focused on the treatment of Jewish students and the public associations involved. This occurs amid continuing tensions over campus protest movements and city politics. And in Teaneck, New Jersey, a 17-year-old is facing bias crime charges after police say a 19-year-old Jewish man was shot with gel pellets after being asked whether he supported Israel or Palestine. Police say license plate reader footage helped identify the vehicle and suspect. Authorities are responding as concerns remain elevated over anti-Semitic incidents in the New York metropolitan area. Those are the latest headlines from IsReal News.